Last week, Consensus Distributed, the first virtual conference experience of its scope, was launched.
Welcome to Consensus Distributed.
Opening day, not exactly what we expected 2 months ago. We've gone from the plush carpets of the New York Hilton to this, a virtual stage.
Luminaries from around the world shared their key visions for the crypto space in 2020.
We believe actually now is the right time to get started on a new format of the dollar, new architecture, and that's a digital nature of the dollar.
My whole strength is the social science view of technology. So I look at technology from far. I don't look at technology from inside, and that makes a big difference.
There is a generational evolution that young people are more attracted in using cash to a lesser extent than older people. And we see also some societies have also a larger embracement of digital means of payment.
And this new digital native group of entrepreneurs, influencers, and celebrity crypto embracers were well represented.
In my case with my business, I think how I was able to evolve was I needed to kind of look on the horizon. Like being a good entrepreneur, you also have to, if you see your business as a giant ship and you're like a pirate, you kind of have to be on the top of the deck. Where we're at right now with Bitcoin reminds me of the early days of the internet. At that time, it was so groundbreaking, but not everyone was on the internet. And now today, we don't even think twice when we see like the wavy marks of Wi-Fi, like we see it, we're like, okay, you click on it right away. You know exactly what that means. Bitcoin will become like the Wi-Fi where you don't think about it, it's ubiquitous.
You get mass acceptance before mass adoption, right? And we just need people to be exposed and accepted as a viable way to bank, a viable way to live, a viable way to transact.
I envision a world where a Kevin Hart token can trade for a LeBron James token, can trade for a Serena Williams token. And because we're all our own business, each token will have its own perks attached to it.
My biggest thing was to create tools for Africa to be able to utilize. So when blockchain came on board, I felt like that was the perfect platform that would allow the citizens and the youth around that time to be able to have a financial instrument built around the blockchain system that gives them full transparency and also give them the tools they probably need to trade around the world.
Of course, the countdown to the Bitcoin halving was the week's main headliner.
We have the Bitcoin halving today while we're on air.
It's no longer a mystery now, the price of Bitcoin at the time of the halving. I'm sure it's still going to be a mystery a month from now since we don't know what's going to be happening then.
Gemini's Tyler and Cameron Winklevoss offered their take on the semi-historic event.
It seems like every 4 years, things improve by an order of magnitude, whether it's price, the human capital coming into space, the projects. So I expect this 4 years to be the best 4 yet.
Of course, this happening has COVID in the backdrop, which changes everything.
Our 24-hour TV channel continued with international programming.
In the next 3 sessions, as mentioned, we'll be talking about the crypto landscape in Asia.
Primitive Ventures' Dovey offered her perspective on China's growing crypto market.
About Chinese market and China, how do the people think about digital currency?
China here has a pretty advanced digital payment infrastructure. So I think the conception of digital money or like digital currency has been pretty so just like pretty well educated.
Binance's CZ joined our stateside anchors for a special at-home segment to offer his thoughts on the post-COVID crypto space.
There's a lot of longer-term effects that people don't think about just yet. Those longer-term impacts are actually very painful and very impactful over the longer-term horizon. They don't show up. They don't show up on the second day, but when they slowly do show up, those impacts are huge. This is the perfect storm for cryptocurrencies.
Decentralization was also heavily touched upon in our partnered sessions with the WEF.
Decentralization isn't all or nothing, and I think understanding of enterprises, there is a balance needed, and it's a step-by-step process.
But Bitcoin wasn't the only newsmaker.
We started a project called Filecoin Discover to try and seed the Filecoin network with a ton of extremely valuable data to humanity.
ETH 2.0, can you give us a line? Really coming in July, are we ready for it?
Ethereum 2.0 has test nets already, and the Optimism team recently announced a demo with Synthetics where they're doing an optimistic rollup, and that can theoretically scale to over 1,000 transactions a second, even on the existing Ethereum chain. So it's moving forward on all fronts.
CoinDesk also partnered with several other sponsors for New York Blockchain Week Gives, a charity fundraiser that included live musical performances and a live curated art piece, all to raise money for COVID-19 relief.
Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. Have a great evening.